Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. Let's go to the hedge. ZeroHedge.com, they say U.S. household debt is rising 60%, 60% faster than wages, and one rating agency is worried. Yeah, again, people that buy into this hype of, it's recovery time. I mean, we're just cranking away. Yeah, I don't know who's feeling that, but I'm certainly not. Maybe Wall Street bankers, but that day's coming to a close, or coming close here real quick, that it's going to be a big turnaround, big change. This is one of those indicators that just show that any sort of recovery is fueled totally by credit. Household debt, 60% faster a rise than wages. Of course, wages are stagnant. I think there was just a recent release where they said, oh, yes, well, wages are picking up now. They've risen 2.1% in like the last year. Yeah, that's great. 2.1%. Yeah, that's going to revolutionize people. The white picket fences are just going to start freaking springing up everywhere. It's crazy. It says in a report released by DBRS titled Consumer Debt and Debt Burden, the rating agency, which is best known for keep Italian debt eligible for ECB monetization at the peak of the European banking crisis, looks at the latest quarterly report on household debt and credit issued by the New York Fed, which showed that consumer debt for the third quarter of 2017 was approximately $12.96 trillion, representing an increase of $116 billion over the second quarter of 2017. The debt level for the first three quarters of 2017 has continued to increase above the previous record debt level, which was established in the third quarter of 2008. So right as the crash is happening, right, we were at the apex, the height of consumer debt. I mean, there had never been at any time more consumer debt. And then the crash happened and people started, they got spooked. So they started paying it off, or through bankruptcies, it was done away with. And so we saw a pretty sizable decrease in consumer debt. But over the past couple of years, consumer debt's been on the rise again. Because, here we go. There is no recovery. There never was. We never pulled out of anything to speak of. When the engine stopped, and it started around 2006 or so, late 2005, early 2006, when oil started to spike. This was right during the lead up to the Chinese Olympic Games. And oil was $4 a gallon, gasoline or heating oil. It was an unbelievable time of struggle for a lot of people. And yeah, it certainly caused people to really take a look at things and change their habits. But jobs also fell through the floor, and unemployment went through the roof, and wages started to tank because there weren't enough jobs for the people. And so government comes in, we're going to save today, but first, the way we're going to save today is we're going to take money from you and give it to the banks. So that was their first. Way. We're going to pay off the people, the people we pay our tribute to. We're going to pay them off, and then we're not going to fix anything else, any of the inherent problems, because there were no problems. You see, it was just bad people doing bad things. But they're not going to do it again. And so here we are. It's 2017, and we're looking at bigger bubbles this time, vice the consumer debt bubble. Now we got consumer debt, but we've also got huge bond bubbles, and then we have this cryptocurrency bubble that's brewing. And people should be very wary about what you're seeing with this cryptocurrency. I get it. This is wonderful for so many things, and for being free, and nobody wants to see it succeed more than me. But it is on a meteoric rise. And not to mention, Coinbase has now just had to turn over their data to the IRS concerning anybody that's made transactions totaling $20,000 or more because now they want to start taxing these virtual currencies. And this is the first time they actually took the IRS to court, and they have to provide the data. And there may be people with some pretty sizable tax bills coming their way because that's the government for you. If there's a way to make some scratch, they're going to do it. They're going to find it. They want to stifle growth and everything else. Oh, they'll do it. They'll do it because they know what's best for you, and they know how to spend your money better than you do. That's going to cause a huge problem once that gets out in the street and they start snooping in other places. You're going to start to see that price go down. People are going to get spooked by that. Right now, they think it's a tax safe haven. It's really not. It's only been because, for lack of a better term, the government's tolerated it up until now. But it's coming where that bubble's going to pop, much like the bond bubble's going to pop. As interest rates go up, a lot of bad things happen for governments. First of all, bonds become more expensive to service. Debt becomes a lot more expensive to service. Here, we got $20 trillion in debt. We're paying extraordinarily historic low interest rates on that debt. Now, you start having this 3 and 4 interest rate hikes a year as the Fed projects, and you're looking at the cost of servicing the debt skyrocketing and deficits increasing, and it's just a downward spiral. It's what Greece ran into with their economic crisis. Italy ran into it for a while. Everybody's still dealing with it. But these central banks have allowed to kick the can down the road just a bit more. And maybe because they see the writings on the wall with AI and robotics now projected to now take a third of the jobs within the next decade. What are people going to do? That's a good question. And so the drive for humanity has to be something other than money. And what's that going to be? It remains to be seen, but certainly 60% faster increase of credit over wages. That is not good news for the economy. So when you see that, when you see these bubbles being blown up, folks, it's time to take cover. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. # wake the flock up. Have a great day, everybody.